Let's look at another more complicated exponent example. Again, we're simplifying writing with positive exponents only. Here's our example. We have a 5 times x to the 7, y to the 9th, y to the negative 5, divided by 25, x cubed, y to the negative 6, and that whole thing is raised to the negative 3 power. Well, again, my method that I like to use on these is to start on the inside. See what we can work with here. 5 will go into 25, leaving behind a 5. We've got 2 factors with a base of x, so we can apply a rule to combine those. We've got 3 with a base of y, and then the whole thing is raised to the negative 3rd power. So we can rewrite this. Let's see, we're doing the quotient rule because the 2 factors with x are on opposite sides of the fraction bar. So we have x to the 7 minus 3 power. We can do the product and quotient rule at the same time with the y's. Y to the 9 plus a negative 5, since these two are on the same side of the fraction bar, and minus a negative 6. And that whole thing is divided by 5 and then raised to the negative 3 power. Well, we'll clean that up a little. This becomes x to the 4th power. Let's see. Minus a negative is positive, so we've got 9 minus 5 is 4, plus 6 is 10, y to the 10th power, all divided by 5 and raised to the negative 3 power. It's already looking a whole lot better. Our next step is to lose the parentheses. And we apply the power of a product, power of a quotient, and power of a power rule. So we'll end up with x to the 4 times a negative 3. Since x is raised to the 4th power, we need to multiply it by the power on the outside, times y to the 10 times negative 3, and divided by 5 raised to the negative 3 power. We can clean that up a little bit. X to the negative 12, y to the negative 30, divided by 5 to the negative 3. And we want to look and see if there's anything more we can combine. There is not. Each variable occurs exactly once. We have one occurrence of x, one occurrence of y, and the number 5 occurs exactly once. There's no other 5 with which to put it together. So we're now ready to make our powers positive. We do that by crossing the fraction bar every time we have a negative power. So the x crosses to the bottom, and the power becomes positive, only the power. The y also crosses to the bottom, and the power changes sign. And the 5 goes to the top, and the power changes sign. This is a perfectly adequate expression. Sometimes you will find that the number is multiplied out, and that's always the last step, is to work with the number. So we can also write this as 125 divided by x to the 12th times y to the 30th. Either of these two expressions is fine. That's the end of this example.